Hello, my name is Dr. Craig Woods. I'm a veterinarian and a practitioner. In this segment, we're going to talk briefly about common household items that represent dangers for your dogs. One of the big problems that we see in clinical practice, you like it, I like it, it's chocolate. And dogs are highly sensitive to some of the compounds within chocolate that same things that make us excited and feel good within chocolate oftentimes can be very toxic to dogs, causing heart problems. Another danger that we see with dogs is also onions and garlic. These are often left in the trash, or a dog will consume them, or people will inadvertently feed their dog an onion or garlic. And what that does, that can cause a problem called anemia in dogs, and oftentimes that can be life-threatening. Leftover bones are also a big problem in dogs as well. These bones can fracture or fragment, particularly if they're like a chicken bone that's hollow, and that creates almost like a knife. Another problem actually is grapes and raisins, and these contain compounds that can actually cause kidney failure in dogs. One of the more common things that we see that represents a big danger for dogs is over-the-counter medication. Dogs are different in their metabolism than humans. And another thing that we see quite often are dogs that get into household items like mothballs or detergents. And once again, in the right amounts, these things can cause a whole host of problems from, diarrhea, vomiting, and even other severe reactions from those. Ornamental plants that we have around the house, around the garden, also represent some dangers to dogs and puppies in general because they're always chewing on something. So the leaves and the stems of these plants can be very toxic. A typical garage also contains a host of dangers for our dogs. One of the number one things that we see from a toxicity standpoint in vet practice is exposure to antifreeze. Antifreeze contains a substance called ethylene glycol. So antifreeze is sweet, so dogs like it. Another problem too are herbicides and insecticides that we commonly use to treat our lawn. And think about this, a dog is going to go running outside after a lawn's been recently treated. What are they going to do? If it's pooled in a certain area, they may lap that up. They may lick their paws and get inadvertent exposure to these agents. And once again, they do represent dangers. In the right amounts, they can cause a whole host of problems. So education about what foods represent dangers to dogs is also very important as well. So your children need to be taught these things too. Kids just love to give dogs all kinds of food, yet some of those foods that we can give to them can be highly dangerous. So an ounce of prevention here is worth a pound of cure. If the whole family's involved, I don't have to see your dog for some type of inadvertent exposure to some toxin.